Hello YouTube and welcome to my best resistance bands review. You probably found this video while looking for a way to gain muscle mass and increase your strength without having to go to the gym, help you maintain your size and strength while working out at home because you can no longer get to the gym because of a quarantine, or you just don't have room for the gym equipment, but still have the desire to work out and to get in shape. And since we've done a lot of research in different forms, we feel like we should be able to help you make a very informed decision on whether or not these Toro bands are going to be the purchase that is going to help you solve these problems. Now, we came across quite a bit of feedback on Toro bands, and surprisingly, most of it was very positive. Now, what we want you to understand is that although the results to our research on Toro bands was very positive, the results from using them may vary from person to person because not everyone is on the same fitness level. But the upside to this is if you do purchase these resistance bands and they don't work out for you, you can definitely get your money back. The company offers a 60-day money back guarantee, and on top of that, a 2-year replacement band warranty. Now, the average lifespan of a resistance band that's being heavily used is around 6 months. But Toro bands is giving the resistance bands about a year and a half past what a regular resistance band would normally break it, which to me says a lot, and also further backs up why it's being touted as the world's strongest resistance bands. I mean, I even came across some of their advertising review videos of people using Toro bands wrapped around trees, which to me wasn't a very smart way to use them. But what better way to show you how much confidence they have in the durability of their product, right? I guess another way to look at it is if you were using these bands with trees, is if say you were running on a trail and you had these bands in a small pouch wrapped around your waist, and you wanted to stop midway of your run to get some resistance training in. You could use a tree without having to worry about them being, breaking or anything. So I guess, I guess, I guess the video served their point. And those are just a few of the ways that these bands can be used, and many other ways that they can be used. But back to the review. Now, like I stated earlier, we did most of our research in the forums, and the reason why we did this is because we knew that that's where we would find actual users and actual users wouldn't hesitate to post the real results from using these Toro bands. And what we realized while we were researching in these forums is that there were quite a bit of satisfied customers from using these bands. And most of the time when the users posted feedback, there was a lot of feedback beyond that feedback. And there was a lot of views on those threads. There was a lot of buzz going around about these Toro bands in the forums, and a lot of positive things being said about them. There was one user that used the resistance bands at home to work out and claimed he experienced a serious increase in strength. Said he received just as good of a pump after his workout at home as he did using weights in the gym. He also expressed that he really liked the fact that the further he stretched them, the more his muscles felt worked, which makes a ton of sense because when you stretch a resistance band, the resistance gets greater, which is an unnatural movement. But when you do things like that with your muscles, when you stretch them and you working them from different angles, you kind of like shocking your muscles in a way that they're not being used before. And the result from shocking your muscles, it can't result in nothing but growth, and more growth. It's just a win-win-win situation when you're doing stuff like that. And you want to shock your muscles. You don't want to keep doing the same things over and over. You want to do something different to make them grow. Sometimes they get stuck in a plateau, and you got to do different things. So resistance bands will be a good way to shock your muscles and spurt that growth that you might be looking for and get past that plateau that you might be stuck in. Like I said, these bands can be used in a whole lot of different ways. These have to be in order for you to use bands like this and get results like that. They had to be some really good resistance bands, especially these particular bands, because they're being advertised as being able to withstand 350 pounds of resistance. There's no way you should be able to break them which in turn will give you the confidence to push to your limits and get that extra bit of resistance needed to help you maintain and increase your strength while using them to work out outside of the gym or at home because you can't get to a quarantine because you or at home because of a quarantine. I'm sorry. Then there was another user that posted about using a Bowflex in comparison to working out with these bands. And he said, and I quote, he wished he had discovered these bands first because they were more useful and gave him a better workout in the long run. That testimony alone gives evidence of how incredible tour bands are for maintaining and increasing your strength without the use of weights, which is something that comes in handy, especially if you don't have the space and you can't get to the gym because of a quarantine. Once again, this quarantine thing got a lot of people stumped, man, because that was one of the things that a lot of people bought them for in the gym, and they were very satisfied. Well, I mean, in the forums they talked about it, not the gym. And then there was another user that posted a question asking for some good band exercises to do with the resistance bands. And then another user replied, and I had to share this one with you because it was just so incredible. He said, "You name the exercise you can do them with Toro bands, and will get the same results as pushing plates or free weights, regardless of what they may believe and will insist. Anyone with a good resistance band set knows the score. And apart from delivering the same mass as weights, they strengthen tendons and ligaments better. When I first saw Toro bands, I thought they were comical until I tried them for heavy resistance. They only look wimpy, but indeed they are not. I defy anyone claiming bands to be inferior to grab my curling bar loaded with bands till it's at their max and curl it any easier than they could free weights or a plate machine." Then he went on further to say that he had personally gotten rid of all his machines and weights because the bands do it all a lot better and without taking up any room. I have to say that that was another pretty incredible testimony there. And overall, Toro bands to us sounded like some pretty amazing resistance bands to use for building muscle and maintaining and increasing your strength also while working out at home or if you can't get to the gym. So for the quality and the amount of resistance that's being offered with these resistance bands, Toro bands is really beating out all their competitors. And right now they're running a special where they're giving you $100 off and an additional 80-pound resistance band. So you not only get $100 off, but they're giving you a 85-pound resistance band, which really sweetens the deal nicely to go with everything else that you get with the Toro bands. Now, I want you to imagine working out with these resistance bands and feeling just like you felt when you left the gym. Imagine looking in the mirror and still able to see that chiseled look, veins popping, muscles bulging throughout the whole quarantine, and not only you, but others admiring you because you're able to hold it together throughout the quarantine and still look good. And the women are going crazy over your physique still. And you're not getting fat, your stomach is not bulging, and you're staying healthy and maintaining everything that you gained at that gym. And you are able to do all of this because you decided to take the plunge. You took the plunge, you clicked the link in the description, you claimed your $100 coupon, and you bought these Toro bands. Click the link, fellas. Don't wait. Grab that coupon. Get that 85-pound resistance band to go along with the rest of the set. Maintain that physique. Keep them muscles popping. Keep them veins bulging. Keep them women looking. Keep them women going crazy. Get your Toro bands now, fellas.